Why hello and welcome back to the Armor Draws channel. Now, as you may notice by looking at my channel, I have not uploaded in a month. There's a few good and a few bad reasons for that. So, I'm currently redoing the second chapter for the comic. It would have come out by now, but I didn't really like how the story was going because it wouldn't really make sense going into book 2 with what I already have because I already have the series planned out. But the second chapter wouldn't fit in because it wouldn't make sense. I would talk about the chapter, at least the old one, but it's going to kind of ruin stuff because some of the stuff is still the same for obvious reasons. But as you may see by looking at my YouTube channel icon, you can see a different Armoral. That is the upcoming Armoral to the series. He'll be seen in book 2. Something that I want to finish already is making some PNGs. You know, those things that PNG tubers use. Just so I don't have to keep on redrawing, as you may see, as we can see right now, I'm just using like a set of ones that I have. Two of these are new, one of them is just a reused one. But it's just so I can bring out my videos a little bit faster instead of having to redraw stuff. Because once I have those PNGs done, I can bring out and use videos way easier. Now the second chapter of the first comic is coming out soon. I don't know how soon. I won't have a Christmas special though. Pretty sad, but like I don't really know what to do for the Christmas special. For the Halloween special, I did it so there'd be more about the lore and you would learn about how stuff is used. But for Christmas, I just don't have a good idea. I mean, the lore that I already have is going to be explained later on in the second book and stuff like that. But next year, there'll probably be a Christmas special. I'll probably try to make a New Year special, just introducing like a quick upgrade to some of the characters. Because I'm already working on some remodels for like the third book. Because lots of very crazy stuff is going to happen in the second book. Now, a very large reason why I haven't uploaded stuff recently is I'm not focusing on one thing at a time. I'm focusing on about 3 things. Actually, 4. But let's talk about some of the important stuff. School and publishing out the comics. Those are probably the most important. But then I also have my own life, which I need to, do other things as well, which is something that everybody has. Then I'm also working on scripts and stuff like that and lore for the stuff. But something that, well, you can probably find in this video right now is that I'm working on a card game. Now, this video is going to be uploaded, but I'm going to edit it at least by tomorrow or after tomorrow to where you can play the card game that I'm working on. A card game? Wow, you would have never seen that coming. Now, the true story about this card game is that I was working on one way before. Everything was planned out well. Stuff was decently balanced. Never mind. Looking back at it, nothing was really balanced. Okay, no, but my main point is that the game would not work very well. The characters would have one overpowered attack, one attack that was really bad. But here's the thing, how would they attack? How would you put limits on stuff? For example, Pokemon, they have the energy cards. You need to collect enough of those to use the move. But after a while, I finally decided, and I decided to just give up. Then 1 month later, I decided to go back to that card game and try to revamp it. Well, nothing really worked, really. I just tried to draw some new art for the stuff. But here's the thing, for that card game, it had potential. I made like a little quest thingy, because I was going to have a group chat in like Discord and stuff like that, where me and all my friends can play the card game. But you could just steal the cards, that's the thing. And then you can just use the overpowered ones only. So that stuff didn't work. Then I just dropped the whole entire card game. And then when my friends came up to me and they're like, you know what, you've inspired me to make a card game. Their game was a little bit balanced, but also unbalanced because it was way too complicated. The numbers were too big, and it was basically just hard to understand. I helped with it a little bit, and then both of us just dropped it. Then about 6 months later, this is now a new year, I would say 2018, I believe, and I tried again with the card game. This time with all the new characters that were being introduced. new move, the new card layout, but it would still be recognizable as the old one. Now, I can't find these card models because they were a very long time ago, and I draw quite a lot, and lots of stuff has been happening, like with all the lore and all the past comics and stuff like that, because I keep most of my stuff on USB drives. The second card game was going good, but I still went into it with a little bit of plan, but still, the game didn't really work that much. Something to mention about the old one, you had to play it on call. You have to flip a coin to see who would go first, and you have to flip a coin to see who would attack. That wasn't that good of a mechanic, because clearly, if you kept on landing on heads, you would continuously attack, and the other player would lose. It wasn't a very trusted system, to be honest. And I tried to fix that with the new one. I tried to make it so that you would have to play paper, scissors, rock, or something along those lines. But then I figured, that still wouldn't work. I changed it to whoever's health was the highest. Now, the old game had shield and health. They were basically the exact same thing, because that was like the main mechanic, for example. It wasn't really that much of a mechanic, but like basically how it would work. Some attacks would deal health, some attacks would deal like shield. But then some attacks could literally just attack whichever one. So it was kind of useless, but also kind of useful. But I just decided to go ahead and keep that. That was a mistake, because it complicates the game more. I released the card game. The group chat liked it. It was a pretty fun game. It worked a little bit, but that wasn't the point. That was my first card game. I was pretty proud of that. Once everybody started collecting a few of the cards, and there was only like a few cards left, there was about like 12. And then I would release a new quest thingy that you could get coins with, or some characters. It worked a little bit, like I said. We had a separate group chat that we would keep, like which cards people had, how much coins they had. The system was working a little bit. Then, after like 1 month or so, when people started to have a few of the cards, I decided to bring out a second series. This introduced some more characters that I hadn't gotten up to making yet, and then also some new characters that were coming out at the time for the comics. Everything was going great until I ran out of characters, because some of the characters I didn't want to make into cards, just in general. I figured it was getting too hard to make the card game, running out of attack ideas, because there wasn't really no main mechanic to it. The battles started to get unfair because I started to make overpowered attacks, and everything just started going downhill. I ended up just canceling the card game in general. It died off, and then that's how it was. 4 years later, today, the official new card game is coming out. That's now that it's been like 4 years since the last one. This one looks like it's gonna run very smoothly. I've been doing lots of research on how to balance cards, how to create a good card. I even made my own template. There's also way more variety of attacks as well. And it also uses very simple numbers, so it should be decently easy to understand. Now, if you're watching this video about one day of it coming out, the link might already be in the description. But if you want to play the card game and you're watching this earlier, then just like come back tomorrow and the link should be there. Now, instead of this being run in a group chat, it's being run on a Discord server. And that's way easier because I've made it so there's like different command thingies, so like everybody knows which cards people have and which ones they don't. How to get coins, it's pretty good, but I might change it a little bit in the future because I feel like how it's looking right now, it might be a little bit grindy to get some coins. Oh, and the first 5 people that I see join using the link, I'll go ahead and I'll give you some extra coins. And I feel like taking the route of instead of doing it in a group chat where only like 10 people can be there, and where there's really no mechanics, there's no control. I feel like changing over to Discord server is way better because you have control over the people, you can actually put roles and fix stuff like that. I'll give some quick explaining of how the game works. So whenever you join the server, you're gonna probably want to read the rules and the news and how to play the game. But once you've done that, basically, you can go ahead and add me somewhere, like in general or something, and say, can I get my starter card? I'll answer as soon as I can, and I will spin the wheel, because that's how the things are going to work. It's going to be like mystery wheels and stuff like that if you want to buy any, like, mystery cards. The shops will change every, like, 3 days or so. How to get coins is pretty easy. Each card that you beat, that's like 10 coins. It's 100 coins for a normal spin and 200 for a rare spin. So far there's 8 cards, but the game will be updated as like once it starts getting a little bit of popularity. If you read the server rules and like how to play the game and stuff like that, you should be able to understand everything. I try to clarify as much as I can. There's also a report channel so you can like ask for questions and stuff like that. Here's the card template if you want to go ahead and make one of your own cards. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. In maybe 2 weeks, the second chapter is finally going to come out for the comics. But yeah, join the server, play the card game, have fun, and have a nice day.